we're in the same direction, but it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's good to have an accountability partner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty, everybody. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mute, and then I'm gonna bring up Coach Willie, and we're gonna get this party started. And then let me hit the record button, and then I'm Coach Willie as well, and then put myself right there. Hey, everybody! Happy Wednesday. We back again. We coming to you this Wednesday to come share some more nuggets. Coach Willie, I had so many compliments about how awesome you was last week. So I was like, hey, it's a no-brainer that I invite Coach Willie back to talk about this topic that I wanted to share that's been on my heart because I believe everybody goes through that. And but before I do, y'all know I love to get you started off with a question. So while we kind of talking about, I want you to think about this question. Has there ever been something you wanted to do in your life and you just kept on pushing it off? And I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. I'm probably 110% sure that everybody has had something in their life that they wanted to do, whether it was getting back in shape, whether it was making that first phone call, whether it was studying for a test, whether it was this, whether it was that, something. I believe everybody has went through that. And the reason why, because today's topic is about doing it anyway. I couldn't really put a word to go with it, but I got that phrase, doing it anyway. You just need to do it anyway. Just like Nike say, just do it. It's the same thing, doing it anyway. Even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when things come up. For instance, I love using myself. I had things come up. I had things that threw me off track, didn't really get all my notes together, and my mind was all over the place. And I was like, well, you know what? I could just postpone it. Matter of fact, the internet went out. Have anybody ever had the internet? I just was talking to Hill about the storms coming through where the internet went out. It still hasn't been fixed. I was like, well, I hope this hotspot. Well, I was like, well, do I want to use my hotspot to do a Zoom? And then all of these excuses of why I wasn't about to do it. And I said, you know what? Let me eliminate that. I'm doing it anyway. So if it is that, you're trying to get fit, you're trying to get into your goal outfit again, you're trying to get to that goal weight, whatever, goal title, whatever it is, sometimes you still got to pick up the phone even when you don't feel like it. Yeah, you just work 12, 13, 14 hours. Yeah, your kids may have made you almost want to pull your hair out. Yeah, your grandkids may have had all of the sporting events in one day and you didn't have time, but you got to learn to do it anyway. All the successful people, even when they don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. I love sports, and I love going back to Michael Jordan playing in the flu game. See, that's a big deal. A lot of people overlook it. Like, yeah, well, anybody who's ever had the flu knows that the flu will take you down. It will take you down. Anybody who's ever had the flu knows, like, wow, he played through something that was. Because when I got the flu, I didn't want to even come out my room. Just cut the lights off. Hey, just give me a blanket. I'm gonna lay down. I don't want to do nothing. You don't want to eat. You don't want to drink. You just want to relax. You don't want to be bothered. This guy went out there and played in front of tens of thousands of people and had one of the best games ever. And they won the game. See, it's called. Everybody has those areas in life that you got to do it anyway. And if you want to know what why some people have success and some people don't, is some people do it even when they're tired. I'm always talking to Todd Rowland. I talk to Todd all the time. Talk to Brent all the time. I talk to these leaders all the time. They may be tired. They may have just came off a 10-day road trip. And guess what? When the phone rings and somebody needs them, a lot of times they answer. They're there. They do it anyway, even when they tired, because they know that's what's going to help them get there going. But Coach Willie, I know you're on here with me, so I'm gonna let you share about how you feel about that phrase, doing it anyway, because I know it's been times in your life that you had to do it anyway.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And I thank you, Anthony, for having me on again. And man, I enjoy it. Man, I'm so excited for you, man, and what you're doing. And the positive energy that you're bringing to the space, the positive energy that you're bringing into the world. And that, my brother, will not go unbeneficial to you, your life, and your family. And that's huge. Man, you hit it right on the head. Doing it anyway. And my life, man, it is an example of doing it anyway. I'm gonna take you back a little bit to my childhood a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little insight. And it's gonna tie into doing it anyway. I remember, that people gonna call you when you're on the phone, right? When you're on the call. And that's my friend, that's Britt Parrish. I should get him right on here and say, do it anyway, Britt. I'll call him back. But so my life, so I was born, so when I was born, both of my parents were drug addicts. I was right in the crack epidemic. It hit my community really hard. And I remember one day, both of my parents were drug addicts. I came home from school. I was getting picked on and really down, man. I didn't want to go to school. I was crying. I was really, they called me names and they picked on me and everything. And I remember my grandmother set me down. She said, son, you don't get to choose your parents. And you can use this as a crutch in life, or you can do it anyway. You can move forward anyway. You can look at this as a reason to create another obstacle in your life, but their life ain't your life. You got to do it anyway. And I cannot put into hands what that meant to me that day and moving forward. Deuteronomy 31:6 says this. It said, feel the fear and do it anyway. And oftentimes in life, it's those little things that hold us back, those little, we can find, just like you just said, you can find every excuse you want to not do something. You can do it. But if you understand today's decision creates tomorrow's future, no matter how small, no matter how minuscule it is, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And it doesn't matter how small the task is, because even the Bible talks about how the little things become big things, how the little obstacles can become the big obstacles. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand, it could be a little thing. It could be something small as, am I making that call? Am I redoing my list? Am I writing down a new name? Don't think about how small that is. That's big. Because what you did was put in the universe that I want to attract, or you told God, I want to have the wisdom to serve this person in my life. When I add one person to my list, I just put it down on paper. And what does the Bible say about when two agree on something, or you put something down on paper? Come on now, come on. Guess what you did? You did it anyway. You did it anyway. Don't underestimate the small things, the small beginnings, the small tasks that you do it anyway. The Bible talks about the diligent hand, Now, don't judge that diligent hand. Don't sit there and say, well, I didn't sign a new rep today, so I must have didn't do much. Well, nobody bought 5 boxes of more today, so I must have didn't do much. What are you doing? You're tearing your own mindset down. You're tearing your own self down. So that makes it harder on day 5 to do it anyway. Let me tell you why I feel like my life, especially in the sports arena, is different from everybody else. Because I understood this, and the what you call great people understand this. I would do every day what the average would do once a week. That's it. I would do every day what the average person would do once a week. Think about that. Think about that. My motto was one more. When I was a wrestler in high school, my motto was one more. And I kind of got this title from another guy. And there's since been a book written written called One More. But I was saying one more after way before that book. I saw that book, you posted it one time. I was saying this back in high school. Yeah. So I think that he took that from me. He must have saw me somewhere. and I didn't write my book fast enough. But so when we become wrestlers, so we have wrestling practice, we would have another practice after practice. We called it one more. And when we would go to this practice, it wasn't about how many moves we could do. We would take one move and we'd do it 100, 200 times. And that one more. That one more. We ain't focusing on our weaknesses. See, I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They focus on their weaknesses. And then if you can't improve your weaknesses, you stop doing it. But if you focus on your strengths, you'll build your strengths and you'll do it anyway. And so in that one more practice, we would take and do one move, whatever our strength was, 100, 200 times. And what happens over time is that you begin where the average person is just taking minuscule growth, you take exponential steps. And we call it one more. And guess what? Everybody ain't gonna be there for that one more. I know you're looking for that team member on your team that could do the one more, but everybody ain't gonna be there for the one more. Everybody's not gonna be able to do it the way you do it. But you got to do it anyway, because all you have said is, God, give me the wisdom to serve the people that you want me to serve, that person that's one more. God, give me the wisdom to find 10 people that's willing to do that one more. And all you got to do is be diligent hands and watch it come, man. Watch it come, man. And you just have to do it anyway. If you believe, I posted this morning, I talked about people will run from lions and bears and then ask God to help me fight a giant. But what was David's strength? David, when he took down Goliath, the strength was that he had already fought lions and bears. He knew. And don't get me on that David and Goliath story, because I got a few stories. Coaching, man, coaching over the years, I got almost three decades in sports. So you get a lot of stories along the way. And you can recreate some stuff along the way, Anthony. But I love what you said this morning, Anthony. And you hit it right on the topic. And sometimes you get up in the morning and you're trying to think, and you're using your brain to try to think what you need to do, but it's already coming to you. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. And it ain't always going to be pretty. It ain't always going to be how you look at it. When we would take these 100 reps after we do the second practice, it wasn't about how pretty it was. It was doing it anyway, because the diligent hand always wins. The diligent work always wins. All hard work brings a profit. It doesn't matter how much that is. I teach my kids this every single day. I bring my 7-year-old here right now, and he'll repeat Proverbs 14 and 23 to you. My 9-year-old will repeat Proverbs 14 and 23. All hard work. All hard work. He didn't say which work. He didn't say, oh, if you just do, all hard work. All work brings profit. And that's why when you look at the Bible, when Jesus did blessings or Jesus did miracles, he always had them put in work. God, when he blessed someone, he always had them put in work first. That's why you got to do it anyway. He's making you put in the work. And if you put in the work, it surely will come. It surely, man, I'm getting it. But you don't start me to preach it in here now today. Let's start out, man.
Hey, Coach, hey, that just hit home. You know, when I called you and told you about it, I knew that it was something. I didn't know. I was like, well, I may have called him a little too late. See, a lot of people don't know that I called Coach Willie probably 30 minutes before this. And I just said, you know, Coach, would you get on and just share some words? So we didn't get any notes or anything to this. This is what came to our hearts, because I had every excuse of why I was not about to do this call. And I said, you know what? No, you're taking 25, 30 minutes. You're going to get on here. You're going to share this with the world, because they need to hear it. And see, sometimes in life, that's how it's going to be. Even when you got that call, we all had that situation. This is a business, everybody. You're not on the call in the middle of the day at 10:45 Central, 11:45, or even 9:45, or even overseas watching the recording. You didn't make it this far because you didn't want to learn something. You made it this far because you're looking for that golden nugget. And that golden nugget, to be honest, is just maybe you guys to do one more. You guys to make that call. You guys to just do it anyway. And I see Eva Marie put this, you got to keep pounding the rock. You know, the only way you'll ever break through a rock, you don't break through a rock just hitting it one time. No, you break through a rock, you got to hit it over and over and over and over and over and over. And sometimes you got to make that call to 10, to 15, to, I don't know what person is going to be that you call and they get on there, you find yourself a Coach Willie, a Brent Palmer, a Tyrone, a Tammy Marble. I don't know what person that's going to be, but sometimes you just got to get that book out and say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of living on average. I'm tired of barely getting by. I'm tired of Fridays coming and my check isn't over $500, over $1,000, over $10,000. And you know what? I'm going to make calls every day. I don't care how many I got to make until I find that person or those people, because I promise you, it's just not one person. Once you get rolling, God is he has a great sense of humor. He loves to multiply what you ask for. So you may ask for 2, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, you're not thinking big enough. Let me give you 4. Let me give you 10." See, he's a great multiplier when, like you said, when Coach Willie say, when you do the what, you do the work, and you do it anyway. So yes, we encourage you to pick up those phones, reach out to people. It ain't nothing wrong with hitting dial and say, you know what, I'm dialing 10 numbers a day. I'm dialing 20 numbers a day. I got an extra hour. You know what? I don't care how long it take me because I'm tired of where I am. So the another question you should ask yourself, are you satisfied with where you are in your life? And if you are, great. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're satisfied with the money that you got coming in, if you're satisfied the way you get to maybe treat your wife, if you're satisfied on the things you get to do for your wife or your spouse, or you satisfied on the trips you get to take your grandkids on, or you satisfied on that college tuition fund that you said that you were going to do for your kids, if you satisfied, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing because you're in a great place. But if you're not, then you got to do something different. You got to do the things even when you don't feel like doing them. You got to pick up that phone. You got to do that presentation. I don't care if you're not good at it. Hey, trust me, you do enough of them, you're going to get better at it.
That's it.
So, Coach Willie, anything else you want to share with everybody?
Oh, man. I mean, you hitting it home, brother. You talking. And that's it. That's it. It don't matter how good you are. Quit talking bad to yourself. Quit breaking down yourself. And we all do it. I call it stinky thinking. Stinking thinking. We all do it to each other. And I battle with it sometimes too. But the quicker that you can reverse that stinky thinking, or you can change that, so this is what I do for it. As soon as I have that and I recognize it, 30 seconds later, I got a positive thought. Through all things I can do, through God, all things is possible. So, and then instantly you'll find that you start having less thinking that holds you back from doing the things that's going to help you build this business or build whatever it is in your life. And it's really not a business when you think about it. It's really the work. You see, a lot of people, we apply for jobs, don't we? We don't apply for work. A lot of us look for jobs for somebody else to bring somebody else's work to fruition for them. How many of you are applying the work, meaning when God created us and he created us for work, that means your purpose. That means the thing that's enlightening you, the thing that bring you joy and happiness, not a job. You don't roll up to Burger King and say, this is my life work. This ain't that something that has that fulfilling spirit. And see, your work is that fulfilling spirit inside of you that you feel. You can't put it into word. You're like, I feel great doing this. I feel great helping people. I feel great helping someone financially. I feel great helping someone live a healthier lifestyle. I feel great that someone's able to wake up in the morning now and feel better about themselves. That's work. That's work, not a job. But a lot of us wake up to go to a job and to find a job that drains the work out of us. And so when you feel, when you feel, man, I'm showing up at this job every single day. Man, this ain't making me happy. I don't feel this. There is no passion in this for me. Get out. Don't be afraid to get. I walked away from mine. I just walked away from mine. Because it got to the point where I was looking at things and I'm like, and I'll be honest with you guys, I had some parents that was making it uncomfortable. And I'm like, man, I don't get paid enough. when a 14-year-old or 15-year-old decides your future, you don't get paid enough. I said, I got to go build for my family. I got to go do something that gives that work. When you take the happiness out of it, I'm not showing up for health insurance. I'm not showing up for a few dollars an hour. I'm not doing it because it's not work when they take away the joy from it. When it takes away, it's not that purpose anymore. And you can always come back to that. But this was great, right on the head this morning, Anthony. I thank you for inviting me on. And anytime, brother, I'm willing to jump on here. And as your shirt say, be your own boss. Hey, put the acronym, do your work anyway. We got to
do your work anyway. Well, be your own bosses. If anybody who's a business owner, which is everybody on here because we're in networkmarketingpartner.co. If you don't know about it, definitely get back with the person who sent you this because they thought enough about you. But being your own boss is real simple. See, when you're your own boss, they don't care if it's 60 hours they got to put in, 70 hours, 80 hours, 100 hours. Why? Because they know that's how they provide for their families. See, that's the same attitude. This business, this is a business, this is work, this is what is on your heart. And sometimes you're going to have to put in more hours than others. You're going to have to put in a lot of hours at the beginning until you get it going. And but see, I always remember this and I end y'all off with this. Are you willing to do 2 to 4 years what most people won't do so you could do the rest of your life what most people can't?
Yeah, man.
Again, are you willing to do 2 to 4 years what most people won't do, which is early mornings, late nights, 12, 14, whatever, how many hour days, long road trips to go share with somebody or anything? Are you willing to do 2 to 4 years what most people won't even think about doing so you can live the life that you and your family want and deserve? See, and that's the thing. I don't know if you're willing to, but I don't know. I can't answer that question for you, Hill. Hill, you got to answer that own question. You got to look in the mirror. Matter of fact, Diane is your other half, but guess what? She still can't make you do the work. You still have to look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes, Eva Marie. You got to do whatever it takes, Miss Kathy, whoever it is, Mr. Andrew. It doesn't matter. You got to be willing to look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? I've been playing small. This company is about to blow. And I just want you not to miss out on it. We're watching it grow. I was a part of Momentum before. With our previous company, and I promise you, it won't probably be even a tenth of what's going to come here. Because of the way our company is set up, this company will be the biggest company in the world. And I can promise you that because of the way everything is lining up, and it also has the longevity. So it's going to have the longevity. So my question to you, one more question is, how much piece of the pie are you going to get for you and your family and the generations of your family? See, because you can write it as how much do you want? Just a little piece of pie? Would you like over 100,000 people in your organization? What would you like? Write it down, dream big, and let's go forward. Do it anyway, everybody. Hey, we hope y'all got some value from this. We love you guys. And I'm going to unmute the lines because Coach Willie, you brought it today, my brother.
That was awesome.
So awesome. Thank you. God
Wow.
bless you.
Thank you so much.